Hi there, welcome to today's video. So today's video is my solar panel update for mid-September, to mid-November. So it's a 2 month update. The last update I did was also 2 months. I think I might reach the point where maybe I do quarters because monthly, particularly at that time of the year, there's not much happening. So I was thinking to maybe change it a little bit, and also I'm quite busy, so it takes time to get all the data together for those videos. Just a reminder, I'm Steph. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you're new to the channel, my husband and I had solar panels fitted back in April 2022, and at the time, before we decided to get them, we were kind of looking around trying to find, is it worth having solar panels in the middle of England? Well, West Midlands, not quite the middle, but is it worth it? How much money are we going to save? How long is it going to take to get our money back, and so on. And because of that, I decided to do solar panel update videos. And I think the first one was July 2022. And I did monthly for a while, and now I'm doing every 2 months. But if you want to go back and look at all the videos, they're all on my channel as well. So just to give you an idea about our setup, I'm sorry if the light is reflecting my glasses. Just to give you an idea about the setup, we have 12 solar panels, we have an inverter in the loft, and then we have a battery downstairs, and we have a Solax inverter, which is no more 3.7 kilowatt actually, I forgot to change that. I think it's about 5 kilowatt, and I'll talk about that later. And we had that fitted in March 2023. So we've not had the inverter and the battery from the very beginning. We had the solar panel, and then we thought actually we'd save a lot more money if we had the battery. And we definitely did. In summer, it was amazing. So if you want to see the figures for the summer, go back to my previous videos. It was really, really good. So in terms of rate, we are with Octopus, and we have a flux rate. And the flux rate is broken down into 4 different time zones. It's not really time zone, 4 different rates. One of them repeats twice, but there's 4 different time ranges. So from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Sorry, not 15. From 2 to 5 a.m. and then from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. From 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and then from 7 to 2 a.m. we go back to the rate in the middle of the day. And it's the same thing for the export. So if we export between 2 and 5, it's one rate. Between 5 and 4 p.m. it's another rate. Between 4 and 7 it's a different rate, and between 9 and 2 is a different rate. So we only export in summer, because honestly at that time of the year we don't make anywhere near enough just for us. There's no way we would export. There's absolutely no way. Well, we do if I filled up the battery from the grid at night, and then it's sunny in the day, then I will export, but that's the only reason. I don't consciously or on purposely or export on purpose in winter. So we've had that rate since April now, so it's been quite a while, and we're quite happy with it. It is hard to keep track because it's 3 different rates, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually alright. So that's all the stats I wanted to share with you today. So this update is from the 19th of September to the 18th of November, because that's when my bills are raised, from the 19th of the month to the 18th of the following month. I don't know why. I think that's just when we moved to Octopus at the time, and I think that just stayed like that. So our average consumption for a family of 4 is 11.2 kilowatt. We have 2 children, and we're both working from home most days, so it's not too bad. Our total solar panel generation for the mid-September to mid-October was 288, which was decent. Compared to last year, the same time, we made 359, which was quite a bit more. So you could tell that September 2022 was a lot sunnier than September 2023. And then our solar panel generation from the 19th of October to the 18th of November was considerably less. And I can tell you already that mid-November to mid-December is going to be drastically less. It's been terrible. But it's fine. It's expected this December. But just to compare, so this year we did 173 kilowatts from the 19th of October to the 18th of November. Last year around the same time we went more 174, so it's very close. The total amount of electricity we used from the grid for that 2 month period, for mid-September to mid-November, It's 387 kilowatt, and that cost us about £114. But our total consumption for that period was 682. So we still managed to get 300 kilowatts in these 2 months from solar panels, which is still good. And if we had paid for all of this electricity, it would have cost us roughly £241, so £125 ish more than we actually paid. I just want to put a disclaimer on that. I'm just estimated what an average rate would be, because we don't have an average rate anymore. And when I went and checked on Octopus, I was not clear what was the average, like, a standard rate. Like, we used to have a standard rate. I can't quite find that. There's a lot of day rate and night rate, so I just did an average and I came up with about 29-30p per kilowatt, but the standing charge was quite high, so it worked out that it would roughly, I estimate it would have cost us £241. Comparing our consumption this year to our consumption last year, we used more electricity this year because we used 682, so that's quite a bit more. I'm not sure why. Because the kids maybe a bit more using the TV, video games on the TV, it uses quite a lot of electricity, so it could be that. And then in terms of total of electricity exported to the grid in this 2 month period, we did pretty poor, but if we used it, I'm not that fast. We did 164 kilowatt hour, and that's about £28 for the 2 months. So it's very low compared, I think, back in May, June, I think we did £110 for 1 month. So that's really a sad figure. But again, it's October, November, it's to be expected. So our total savings for the period of mid-September to mid-November was £154. So that's what we saved from only paying for what we get from the grid, obviously not from the solar panel, plus the money we made from exporting electricity. So it's still really decent. I have to be honest, it's a lot more than I expected. I was doing the figures last night and I was like, that doesn't look right, and I double checked the numbers and they still added up. So that's more than I expected. I think in my head I'm thinking about December, so mid-October, mid-December. My bill is actually coming today. Well, it should come tomorrow because it takes a few days, but that's the date. And I know that December is going to be terrible. And looking back at our bill, actually what cost us the most was gas. We spent almost twice as much on gas than we did on electricity last month. So yeah, so I'm still pleased. It still works out. Even in November, we're still saving a decent amount of money. Obviously, we're working towards our initial investment, which was about £12,500. So 154 is not a lot. But if you look at our total saving to date from April 2022, we saved 1,560. Well, I estimate that we saved £1,565. So we're working toward our 10-11 year plan of getting our money back eventually. Yeah, so that's really interesting. And then some of the things that I wanted to share with you, I don't know, I was talking to a colleague who was looking at buying a house, and we were talking about a house that they looked at with solar panels, and a few questions came up, and some people have the people who own that house still had the old tariff. I think it's called the feed-in tariff, where they would get paid loads. That is not transferable as far as I know. So obviously, if my colleague was to buy that house, she wouldn't get that. We don't have that. I don't think they exist anymore. I think they did stop the feed-in tariff. I mean, to be fair, though, I feel like what Octopus pays us for electricity is decent. It's just everything is just really expensive. That's a different matter. And then someone mentioned in the summer, said I was filling my battery from the grid at night, and then someone said, well, why do you fill it 100%? Why don't you just fill it 50%? And then just fill up on electricity in a day? And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Why am I not doing that? So I stopped in the summer where sunny days were more likely, because obviously right now it's impossible. Like, you can't work out if it's going to be sunny or not. We live in England, it's very temperamental. But in summer it was easier, and I basically fitted the battery, sorted the charging period so that it would only fill half the battery. And then I don't know why it only came to me recently, where I thought, well, actually, if I buy electricity at night for how much is my rate? 18p. Let me go back. So 16.92 at night. and then I sell it in the afternoon. You know, even if I sell it at um, between 5 a.m. and 4 p.m., I still make an extra 1p per kilowatt. Obviously, that's nothing. But if I fill up my battery at night and then it's sunny in the day, and it happened that my battery is full between 4 and 7, then I make a lot of money because the electricity at that point is 30p per kilowatt. So it's actually, obviously, that's not going to happen in winter, that's more of a summery thing. But that's something to bear in mind. If you are on a tariff where the electricity is cheaper at night to buy than it is to export in the day, then it's worth considering filling up the battery, completely filling it up, so that if you get a bit of sun, because obviously you're going to use electricity in the morning, but when you get some sun throughout the day, your battery refills, and then you reach that point when your battery is full, the sun keeps making electricity and it will go back straight to the grid. Anyway, it was interesting. I think the person who had suggested that did not have free rates like we do. So that's something to bear in mind. And I think that's all really. Oh yeah, we've had some problems with the inverter. It was beeping a lot. We couldn't quite work out why it was beeping, and it had been going on for a while. So Solax, the manufacturer of the inverter, sorted it out and fixed the inverter. So now we have a bigger inverter than the one we used to. And it's not beeping anymore. So that's great news. We're finishing the year on a high note. So I have my new data coming out tomorrow. I won't have time to do a video now because it's 18th of December. So I think what I'll probably do will be to do mid-November to mid-January. And obviously the days will start expanding ever so slightly in January. And I think by the time I reach March, we'll start seeing a real improvement in terms of numbers and stuff. So that's quite exciting. So I hope this video was helpful. I mentioned we are with Octopus, and I do put that in the video. I have an affiliate link. If you're thinking about moving to Octopus, we could share £100, and that's accurate at the time of filming this video. If you have any questions, just put them in a comment box, but I will put the link in there, and I've done it with a few people and it worked great. And I always recommend Octopus because I found them really helpful. I know some people have had problems, but I've had really good experience with them, so I do continue to recommend them as well. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely festive break, and I see you in 2024. Wow, 2024. Bye.